1 second, guys. I don't know why the camera shut itself off. Be right back. For some reason, the camera shut off. There we go. Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Saturday, May 25th, 2024, and tonight, this morning, whatever you want to say, was WWE King and Queen of the Ring. I thought it was another great show by WWE. I thought this show was so easy to watch. It went by so quickly. Like, the time the main event ended, I go, oh crap, it's already over? That's it? The show flowed. They didn't have any of the normal bullshit where it's like, hold on, let's watch this 15-minute wrestler bio video or 5, 10, 20, whatever, you know, those. If you don't have Peacock Plus or whatever, you got to watch this and you're going to watch. They didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that on the Backlash show either, which is very, very, very refreshing. It's a new era, as they keep saying, and I know it's overdone, and I'm kind of over it as well, but they keep saying new era, new era, new era, but it really is. From the way the show is presented, the way the show feels timed out, the way the camera angles are. Don't get me started on that awesome swooping 360 shot around Logan Paul before he did the frog splash off the top rope to the floor. So yeah, overall really good show. Little bit of controversy with the King of the Ring finals. We'll talk about that when we get to it, because Triple H has addressed it. He has addressed the issue. And everything else kind of went as expected. I think everything else went pretty much as expected on this show. So before we get into it, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember that you can support the channel by subscribing on YouTube. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we, that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, if you want to support the channel, you can hit that join button and become a channel member. Even if it's just at the $1 tier, greatly appreciate it. Whether you do it on YouTube as a member or at patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And finally, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Games Store. Head over to the Epic Games Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game that is now on PC like Ghost of Tsushima, maybe a new game overall like Hades 2, you're getting an older game like Far Cry 4, or you're claiming the free game, Farming Simulator 22. Maybe you're getting into that new wrecked season of Fortnite. Played a bunch of that last night. Oh my God, is this new wrecked season great? And when you do, put in this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout when getting that battle pass. When getting any of them new skins. Like this new wrecked season, it's like Mad Max meets Fortnite, and it's awesome. Bangs and I played a little bit last night. Tried to stream it, but had an issue. I'm going to try and fix that so I can stream tonight. But yeah, new season of Fortnite is great. You're going to want to jump in. You're going to want to check it out. And it's a lot of fun. And when you're doing that or getting anything from the Epic Games Store, Epic Games, use this code, PWUNLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. So as far as pay-per-view itself does go, we did have a pre-show match, or a countdown show match, I would say. They don't call them pre-shows anymore. They're countdown shows. Though I haven't called them pre-shows in a while, actually. They don't call them kickoffs anymore, I should say. So as far as that does go, we did have a match on that show for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. It was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. The match itself, 8 minutes and 5 seconds, according to the Wikipedia. I didn't get a time, but Wikipedia did. So the match was fine, very basic, and the crowd eventually did get into it by the end. Cargill started out the match and quickly gave LeRae a follow-away slam. Belair did a cartwheel and walked up to Cargill, who slammed Belair on top of LeRae. Belair was still selling the left leg, the left knee, whatever you want to say. And then that ended up playing a part with LeRae escaping, tagging in Indy, and then Indy started to heel it up. Got the heat from the crowd. Hartwell and LeRae took turns working on Belair until she tagged in, and Cargill got the hot tag. Cargill gave LeRae and Hartwell both stinger splashes in the corner. Cargill then hit a powerbomb on LeRae, on Hartwell, but LeRae broke it up. I wrote that weird. LeRae and Hartwell then hit an assisted moonsault spot, but Hartwell only got 2. The champions then rallied back and ended up getting the win with wheelbarrow DDT into a German suplex combination. Again, like I said, very simple, basic, easy match. It was on the pre-show. You missed it, you missed it. It's nothing like you got to go back and see. It was just there. Everything else on this show, I would say, yeah, go back and watch it. Great stuff in every match. But that one, if you missed it, you missed it. Let's move on to the main card. And it's funny because they're doing a pre-show panel in Saudi Arabia. It's, if I remember right, Kayla Braxton, Wade Barrett, Big E, and I'm missing a guy. Who am I missing? Kayla Braxton. Somebody sitting next to her. Big E. Wade Barrett. Who was the other guy? Who am I missing? Chat, let me know. Who am I missing off this pre-show panel? Who am I missing? Hold on. Let me go to Peacock real fast and just look. I know it's not important or pertinent or anything, but now it's going to bug me if I don't remember. Let's see. Pulling up the replay. Oh, wait. The replay. Wait, here it goes. Kevin Owens. That's who it was. Kevin Owens. It was KO. Anyway, so they're talking about the King of the Ring finals and everything, and Big E starts talking about this is a dream match. I want to see Gunther and Randy Orton out there for an hour. Just let these guys go. And then all of a sudden he's in mid-sentence, and Kayla Braxton just goes, well, I guess we got to go. There's Becky Lynch walking out to the ring. That means the show's about to start. I was laughing so hard. Steve Kyer says, Michael Cole. I didn't see Michael Cole. If Michael Cole was on it, then I must have missed Michael Cole. But I saw Kayla, Kevin Owens, Big E, and Wade Barrett. That's who I saw. If Cole was on it, I must have missed that. I didn't see all of the what's it called? Pre-show. So match does start, and basically it's Britney Spears versus Britney Spears. If you know, you know. The gear, the outfits. So Becky is wearing, like, it looks kind of like a suit, I guess you would say, with a little hat. Not the same hat Britney Spears wore, but it's a hat. black hat. Britney Spears was more like, I think, like a top hat kind of thing. But she's supposed to be dressed as Britney Spears. Liv Morgan wore the all red, skin tight leather Britney Spears outfit. So Britney Spears versus Britney Spears. Anyways, title change. This is what I expected. This is what I predicted. Because, well, I always was under the assumption and thinking and predicting that Liv was winning this title on this pay-per-view no matter what. Liv was going to win the title. And maybe this all played out exactly how it was supposed to play out. Again, like I stated, I feel like Liv was supposed to beat Rhea on this show. Whether that was Dom messing up again like he did tonight, and Becky was just in the Rhea spot for everything. Like they did a Becky match, but all the story of this was supposed to be Rhea. Maybe. I don't know. But like I said, I was under, I don't want to say assumption, because that would mean that I knew and I didn't. But once this, we knew that, or thought at least, that it was going to be Rhea defending against Liv at this pay-per-view, I'm like, Liv's going to win. Liv's going to win. And that was always my prediction. And Liv won tonight. Liv is the new women's world champion. Dominic messed up. Dominic tried to help Becky, so Liv didn't win. And then what happened? Liv ended up winning with the chair that Dom threw in the ring. But these two had a really, really good match. A great, great opener. And I was a little shocked when Dom did come out. I will say so. Now, if this was a Rhea match, I wouldn't have been shocked. But it's like, what does Dom have to do? Oh, there's more to the uh-oh. So the two started going at it very early on, and then ended up on the outside not too long after the match began. Morgan cut off Lynch by dropping her from the middle rope back in the ring. Morgan got the heat, and the two started just throwing haymakers. Lynch cut her off at one point, started to make a comeback, and hit a top rope leg drop. Lynch attempted to go for the disarmor, but Morgan hit a code breaker for a near fall instead. Lynch recovered and went to the top rope, but Morgan rolled away and connected with a drop kick. Morgan tried to go for the Oblivion, but Lynch cut her off and hit a reverse DDT for a near fall. Lynch then went for a manhandle slam, but Morgan countered with a roll-up, but then Lynch kicked out. The two traded punches as Morgan attempted a springboard arm drag, but Lynch countered into a disarmor. Really cool looking sequence here. Morgan countered with the Rings of Saturn. They were throwing submissions back and forth. Lynch eventually countered back into the disarmor. This is when Dom then all of a sudden showed up at ringside. And Becky looked like a fool because she's got Liv in the disarmor, right? She's holding her. She looks over. There's Dom, and she slowly starts to let go of the hold because Dom's at ringside. What? Come on, Bex. So with the distraction here, they get up, and Lynch takes a code breaker. Morgan went to the top, but Lynch met her there and landed a superplex. With both women down, Dominic then slid a steel chair into the ring to Becky Lynch. Now the referee is checking on Liv Morgan after the superplex, so he doesn't see the steel chair. Becky doesn't want to use the chair, so she doesn't even touch it. Morgan then runs at her, hits like a little jumping downward DDT, face first onto the chair. She then hits an Oblivion and pins Becky Lynch to pick up the victory. So, in actuality, Dom screwed up and ended up helping Liv win the belt. Ended up helping Liv become the new women's world champion. And this didn't sit well with one big-time Becky Lynch, the man. As we see later, Becky was pissed. But they kind of aired this out of sequence, so I'm just going to go to it now. So, like, 2 matches later, after like 2 more matches, I think it might have been after the Nia Max match, the Queen of the Ring match. All of a sudden, we see in the area where you're walking to the ring, Becky is yelling at Dom, and they're going at it. And then Byron's like, Becky, can we get a word? What are your thoughts on Dominic coming out and, your match and Liv Morgan winning and this and that? He's like, I don't know what old dirty Dom was doing out there, and then she turns around and Dom disappeared. She goes, but as the former champion, I have a rematch clause in my contract, and I'm going to Adam Pearce, and I'm getting my rematch Monday on Raw. It was weird that this aired when it did 2 matches later. This should have been something where it was either right after the next match or literally they have Becky and Dom leave immediately after the match. Liv celebrates in the ring, and then we go to the back, and there's like, oh, there's a commotion, Becky, you know. So I don't know why they're still hanging around in that tunnel to go towards the ring that long, because that was another, this match went 16 minutes. That would have been another 13, 23 minutes later. They're still hanging out there yelling at each other for 23 minutes, or Becky's yelling at him. Because then when Byron's like, you know, what happened with Dom? She's like, I don't even know. I don't know why Dom was out there. It's like, well, you've been talking to him for 23 minutes. What did he tell you? Nothing. Regardless, what we do know, though, is that Becky is going to try and get a rematch Monday for the Women's World Championship. She's going to invoke her automatic rematch clause. The Esports Gaming Rules in the live chat on Twitch sent in a bit donation and stated, some people on the internet is saying Becky is leaving WWE, and I was thrilled from SmackDown. I was tired from SmackDown last night, so I follow the results on X Twitter because I was in my mom's in Cincinnati area. Anyways, I don't know what you're talking about there, but Becky, we don't know. People think Becky lost because she's leaving. No, Becky did not lose today because she's not going to sign a new contract, because they're not going to renew her contract. They're going to try everything they can to renew Becky Lynch. But this is not a sign that Becky is leaving. This is a sign of this was always the original plan for Liv to win the title at this show. It's blatantly obvious. Becky was not supposed to be in this match. If Becky was supposed to be the champion going into this match, she would have won at WrestleMania. But that was not the original plan. The original plan, as it looks to have been laid out, was Liv challenging Rhea and beating Rhea with Dom screwing up. That's what it feels like this was all supposed to be. And then when Rhea got hurt, they slid in Becky because nobody else really would have fit. It made sense. So, yeah. For people on the internet to say Becky lost because she's leaving, this is a sign that Becky's leaving. No, it's not. Just look at Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, and 5 minutes and 40-something odd seconds later, lost it to Damian Priest. Did that mean he was leaving too? No. Less than a month later, he signed a new contract. So this does not indicate or show that Liv is leaving. And I know Esports Gaming Rules is not saying that. He's just saying the internet is saying. But to say that this is a sign that Becky's leaving is not. Could she leave? Could she not sign a new deal? Could they not want to sign her? Maybe. There's always a chance. Maybe she wants more money than they want to offer, and the two sides can't work out a deal. But I would think they'd be dumb for that, and that you want to do everything you can to sign Becky Lynch. Now, interestingly, they did abandon the trademark for Big Time Bex, maybe because they're just not going to use it, or it was a error off the trademark and patent website, because if you have a trademark and don't use it for 3 years, it automatically shifts to abandoned. So that could have been something there, and WWE didn't abandon it. It just got abandoned because they didn't fill out the right paperwork within 3. I don't know. But there's a lot of signs people are saying today. Oh, they didn't renew the Becky trademark, the Big Time Bex. Becky lost today. That means she's leaving. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean Becky's leaving. So as we move forward, let me scroll back up here in my notes to get back to where we were. So, next match was the triple threat for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn defending against both Bronson Reed and Chad Gable. So this is a good match. Really fun. I had one person message me and go, man, this match is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And the crowd loves Sami Zayn. So, as far as the match does go, you know, Chad Gable gets the big "you suck" chants in the Kurt Angle style. You suck. You suck. They tried to do it in a Kurt Angle cadence, but like his music doesn't fully play along with it, but they tried. Anywho, Zayn went straight after Gable early on until Reed cut them both off and knocked them both down. Reed managed to catch both Zayn and Gable and slam them both to the mat. I think it was at the same time. Zayn then threw Gable to the floor, and Reed soon joined him as Zayn hit a huge tope con hilo to the floor. Reed then attempted to gain control by taking Zayn to the top rope, but Zayn took down Reed and got a near fall off of it. He tried to go for a blue thunder bomb, but couldn't lift Bronson Reed up. Great storytelling there for what we saw later. Gable then came back and attempted a superplex, but Reed recovered and hit a Tower of Doom spot instead. Reed attempted a moonsault on Zayn from the top rope, but Zayn escaped right at the last moment. Gable then hit one of his own on Reed. I thought this was awesome. They're like, Bronson Reed's going for the tsunami. Wait, he's standing the wrong way. And this man does a damn moonsault. But then I loved how he misses his moonsault, splashes, flips over, and boom, there's Gable with his. What a great sequence. What a great sequence. Zayn then connected with a springboard DDT on Reed, but Gable fought back with an ankle lock. Reed covered Gable, but kind of took too long to do it, and Reed kind of turned the pin into an ankle lock. He picked it, I guess you would say. Picked the ankle. Zayn then connected with a springboard DDT at one point on Reed, but Gable brought Zayn down with an ankle lock. Reed recovered, and Gable took him down with an ankle lock as well. Zayn then hit Reed with a blue thunder bomb. Very impressive spot, especially playing off of earlier where he couldn't get him up. He couldn't lift him the first time, but he got him the second time. All three then wound up on the outside, with Reed taking out both men as he went to the top rope. Zayn then took him out, and when Gable arrived, the two traded German suplexes. The three did a double German suplex spot, which looked gnarly. Gable recovered and told Otis on the outside, get him. Hit Sami. Why are you hesitating? He's all kinds of mad that Otis would not clothesline Sami Zayn. He tried to tell him like multiple times. He's like, I'm holding him. Come clothesline him. And so eventually he slaps Otis and he's belittling Otis. And Otis is like, okay. So he goes to clothesline Sami, but Sami ducks and he, boom, huge clothesline to Chad Gable. This then led to Sami jumping back in the ring, connecting with a haluva kick and pinning Bronson Reed to retain the title. Again, just like we predicted, Sami Zayn wins by pinning Bronson Reed. So you could still go in there with Chad Gable and be like, I wasn't the one pinned. I didn't lose. I want another shot. So, yeah. Good match. A lot of impressive spots. A lot of cool stuff in this match. They really played up the three-way aspect of it really well. Byron Saxton asked Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill in the back about, the secret to their team. And they're like, secret? There's no secret. We're just... And they just started rambling for a minute. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. What? So, yeah. Okay. This was a weird segment. They were just like, yeah, we're the champions. Someone's going to come challenge us. And they like both said stuff. And then they were like, looked at each other and they giggled some more. Weird. So they go on to the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Also the IC title match, 13 minutes and 40 seconds. Queen of the Ring finals, 9 minutes and 40 seconds. This was Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria, and I thought this match was good. I wouldn't call it great, but I thought it was good. And actually, one of the better Nia matches we've seen in a while, which we know Nia actually works pretty well. Like most of the women you would say are smaller than Nia, but when they're considerably smaller than Nia, she actually works really well with them. Like her Alexa Bliss matches were all pretty dang good. And Lyra's about the same size as of Alexa Bliss, so... So Jax. No, where am I? My notes froze. Give me 1 second. Here we go. The bell rings and the two women start to go at it. Jax quickly took over and she rammed Lyra on the outside after hitting a dive. Yes, I hit a dive. Valkyria attempted to fight back, but Jax kept pounding away on her. Jax put her in a sleeper hold, and Valkyria attempted to fight back with some elbows, but Jax just spun her around and then slammed her to the floor. She then grabbed her and hit her with a Samoan drop. Jax then went to the corner for the Annihilator, but landed on her butt as Lyra moved out of the way. She then hit a running drop kick. Jax attempted to counter that, but Valkyria instead hit a bulldog on the floor outside. So Nia, who people like to say ain't gonna take those hard bumps, took a flat first bump on the mat on the floor, not in the ring. Nia looking good in this match. She took Jax back into the ring and hit a missile dropkick and connected with the DDT, but only got a near fall off of it. Valkyria then went to the top rope, and Jax threw her off and tried to go for the Annihilator again, to no avail. Valkyria fought back and hit a leg drop off the top rope instead. Valkyria then attempted a Nightwing, but she couldn't get Nia up. Jax then lifted her up, got her up on the middle rope, and it looked like she was going to go for maybe like some sort of a Samoan drop off the middle rope, but Lyra then reverses it, like maybe she's going to go for a sunset flip powerbomb, and Nia's holding on to the top rope, standing on the middle rope. Lyra's under her, trying to pull her off for a powerbomb. Pull her. Nia then lets go of the top rope. Her feet fling out from under her, and she just, boom, crushes Lyra. Pins her 1, 2, 3. Nia's your winner, your queen of the ring. This finish was awesome. I loved this finishing spot. This little spot here where it's, hey, Nia's going for the big move. Oh, wait, no, she got out of it. Oh, no, she can't pull her. She can't get her for the powerbomb. And then Nia just crushes her. Like, oh, Lord. You think, oh, we've seen Nia do this move before. It's just the Annihilator, but in a way we've never seen. So I love doing moves we've seen in different ways. And this was that, doing the Annihilator in a way we have never seen. We have never seen somebody trying, we have never seen the Annihilator a counter to a powerbomb, basically. And you're going to say, well, there's no women on this roster that can powerbomb Nia. No, or true, but the way they did it was great. I will just say that. And I do see a chat here. It says, not for Lyra, R.I.P. Lyra. What? First Lyra ain't dead, because you put 1990 something or whatever. I can't read that because there's something covering it. To 2024. Well, Lyra's not dead. And you think that this is them killing Lyra? Like no. Lyra making it to the finals shows us that they're going to push her. Hell, there's a chance that Lyra is the next challenger after Becky on Monday to Liv Morgan. I don't want to see that, but they've already teased Lyra and Liv. So there's a chance that Lyra and Liv are the match for not Queen of the Ring, Clash of the Castle. Dwayne says she got squashed. No, she didn't. And that means you don't know what a squash match is. She got squished, not squashed. A squash means someone like a Nia Jax will go in there and just beat down their opponent quickly, and the opponent gets no offense, or maybe one move, one counter. This was not a squash. Not a squash in the least bit. Again, she got squished, not squashed. So maybe you need to, hopefully this doesn't come off offensive. Maybe you need to re-educate yourself on pro wrestling vernacular and what different words mean, because this is not a squash match. This was not a squash. Again, she got squished, not squashed. If this was a squash, Nia would have went in there, and instead of going 9 minutes and 40 seconds, this would have gone 4 to 5, and Lyra would have got maybe 1 or 2 moves at that. So, yeah. But here's my thing. They're already building up something between Lyra and Liv, but I don't want to see Lyra get a title shot before SummerSlam. Lyra, actually, any woman that was in this tournament should not get a title shot before Nia Jax. Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring tournament, which means she gets a title shot. Now, I get it. She's on the other brand than Lyra. But basically, if Lyra goes into Clash of the Castle in 3 weeks with a title shot, it's like, okay, so she lost the Queen of the Ring, but still gets a title shot. She lost an opportunity to have a title shot, but then still just gets a title. So there's just something in me that would make, how do I explain this? If Lyra gets a title shot before SummerSlam, then it makes it feel like, oh, well, if you could just get the title shot before SummerSlam, why are you even in the tournament? What does the tournament matter? What is the winner of the tournament? And granted, I know that they didn't know they were getting the title shots before this week, but let me just play this out. The whole thing, it's like, oh, and people do this with the Royal Rumble. They say the same thing with the Royal Rumble. You're going to go in there and wrestle 29 other people, and then maybe, at the next pay-per-view, you can still get a title shot before WrestleMania. Anyways, I grant it. But this is different, in my opinion. I feel like it's like it diminishes. You're fighting for a title shot at SummerSlam. But then if you could just go and find another way to get a title shot next month, 3 weeks, then why even enter the tournament? And why not just go and try to get that title shot that way instead of having to fight 5 other people or 4 other people? If that makes any sense. Now, there's a chance she gets put in Money in the Bank. Yes. Do I want Lyra to win Money in the Bank? No. I'm never a big fan, for the most part, of babyfaces holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, am I saying that a babyface can't win Money in the Bank? It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that certain babyfaces I don't feel like would do well with the briefcase, if that makes sense, and Lyra's one of those. Now, like Liv Morgan, she was a babyface. She did well with the briefcase. I think of other babyfaces that had John Cena, Rob Van Dam, they all had the briefcase, and they did fine with it. But the briefcase thing and cashing in at any time suits heels better, but I don't know. Lyra with the briefcase to me would feel weird. Plus, I don't think it's time. I think you give it to someone like Tiffany Stratton on the women's side. Give it like a Tiffany Stratton. As we move forward, Triple H presents Nia Jax with the crown. Kayla Braxton tries to interview her afterwards and is cut off. And Nia's like, I don't need you, Kayla. And that's when this was weird. So Triple H hands her the crown and she gets down on one knee and she puts the crown on her head. Kayla comes in for the interview and she's like, Kayla, I don't need you. Give me the mic. And I think it was Corey Graves who's like, that's the Nia we know. Or Michael Cole, one of them said that. They're like, oh, that's the Nia we know. Anyways, she said that she was happy. She's the new queen. And come SummerSlam, she's not only going to be the queen, she's going to be, and she said WWE champion. She meant WWE Women's Champion, but yeah. At least she didn't say, I buzzed you, and I'm going to buzz Bayley. I buzzed you. Because last night she kept saying, I'm going to buzz you. Buzz. Every other word she buzzed. But we'll see how it goes. I believe Bayley will hold the title till SummerSlam, and it's Nia versus Bayley. I don't see that going any other way. Now, unlike with Gunther, I don't think it's Gunther and Priest. I don't think it's Gunther and Priest, and we'll talk about that here after we talk about the Gunther match, which was next. It was Gunther, Randy Orton in the finals of the King of the Ring. This match went 22 minutes. This match was awesome. Thought it was really, really good. Dream match. Dream match I never knew I needed. Not wanted, needed. These two worked so good together. Phenomenal. Top notch. This is great Gunther. And when Gunther did those chops, Gunther didn't do many chops, but when Gunther did those chops, they meant something. Especially because if you're a real Randy Orton fan, you know Randy Orton hates being chopped. Does not like it at all. And so when Gunther's hitting him with these chops, you know they're stinging Orton really bad because he just doesn't like it. Also, let's talk about the finish really fast. So the finish, Gunther goes for the little cradle roll-up deal. He's trying to hold Orton's arm down. Referee goes to count 1. Orton's left arm comes up. Well, left arm comes up. Counts 2, 3. Gunther wins. Now, I'm pretty sure that was a botch. Yes. Maybe not, though. What if it's not a botch? Now, based off what Triple H says later, we'll read those comments and everything here in a moment. Based off everything Triple H said, that was a botch. It was messed up. Not how it was supposed to go. He said referee's discretion, referee's decision is final. Maybe we run this back with Gunther winning for real. I don't know. But it was basically WrestleMania 35 main event all over again with Ronda and Becky. As far as this match does go, the two started off slow. Just working over each other's body parts. Arms mainly early on. Orton reverses a couple of moves and gets a 2 after getting Gunther down early. Orton then puts Gunther in a side headlock and holds on to it. Gunther took Orton, to the corner. And then, he's holding him in there. And the referee says, break it up. Like, they're not really wrestling. They're just feeling each other out here early on. And when the referee pulls Orton back here, because he's holding Gunther in the corner, that's when Gunther fires off. And Randy, you see him, he's just, damn. Like, I was waiting for Randy to just go, fuck. But he's not going to throw an F-bomb like that. But it would have actually played the intensity of the chop up so much better. But he kind of like mouthed, goddamn, it looked like. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But that's how I took it. But he takes that one chop. Gunther then attempted a powerbomb at one point. Orton escaped and dodged, and he dodges an RKO attempt. Orton then falls on his shoulder, and Gunther works over the shoulder. Gunther then continued to chop down Orton, working over the shoulder as well. Orton's got multiple injured body parts at this point. His shoulder's hurting him. His back's messed up. His knee's messed up. Orton finally does hit a suplex that put him in control. Gunther dodged a power slam attempt by Orton, who injured his knee in the process because he does the power slam, but he doesn't actually get the power slam, and he slams down on his own knee. Gunther then hits some punches, but still walked into a power slam after that. So, like, he missed the power slam, but he still hit the power slam. Orton then also hits the draping DDT. Vintage Randy Orton. Orton then tried to go for the RKO, but Gunther followed this up with a slam and a flying headbutt. Gunther went to the top again, but missed, allowing Orton to hit an RKO. Both ended up on the outside, where Gunther was slammed on the table twice. Neither time breaking the damn table. After getting slammed on the table a third time, the two ended up back in the ring, where Gunther started to target Orton's injured knee, putting Orton in a half crab, but also working the back at the same time because he's wrenching the knee, but his knee is in the small of Orton's back. So he's pushing down on Orton's back and he's ranking it. And so he's actually working over the knee in the back at the same time, which is genius. This man's got a messed up knee. He's got a hurt back. Genius. Orton, though, does escape, hits an RKO, but Gunther kicks out. Orton then favors his leg, and Gunther grabs him in a little crucifix. 1, and then we talked about it. The shoulder comes up. 2, 3. Gunther is named the champion. Gunther does win the King of the Ring, but not without a little bit of controversy. So, as far as what Triple H had to say after this, so Byron Saxton interviews Triple H afterwards, and Triple H, let me see if I had the quote here. Give me 1 second. I just lost it. Here we go. I think I found it. Because I could play the video, but I don't want to play the video because then we'll get claimed for it. So here we go. So Triple H was interviewed by Byron Saxton, and Byron Saxton said, hey, there's a lot of people talking about what happened at the end of that match. Randy Orton's shoulder wasn't actually down. Do you have anything to say about it? He said, so live, I was out there. From my vantage point, it was very difficult to see. Was in the ring, handed the crown to Gunther. Very happy for him. Incredible night. What a performance they both put on. Coming back here and seeing it back, look, I saw exactly what you saw. I saw what everybody saw. I saw what everybody is talking about. Didn't even really seem controversial to me. It just seemed like Randy Orton's shoulder wasn't down. But I'm going to say this. The referee's decision is final. Gunther is your king of the ring. That being said, especially after what I saw tonight, I certainly want to see that again. I think Randy Orton deserves to have another shot at that. And I think if I know anything about Gunther, he will want to have another shot at that. To take the controversy out, to take the asterisks off the page where it says king of the ring for him. I think he will want to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is better than Randy Orton. So I think having seen Randy back here, he's pretty banged up, both his knees and his back. I think it's going to be a moment or two before he is ready to step back into the ring with Gunther. But when he is, let's go. Basically what Triple H is saying here is, yep, I saw the issue, the controversy, but as we always say, whatever the ref calls goes. That's the final call. We're not going to go back on it or anything. Ref's call is final. But if the two want to go at it to prove who the better man is, go for it. So basically what he's saying is we're eventually going to get Gunther versus Randy Orton again, with Gunther getting a decisive pin. So Gunther is your 2024 King of the Ring and will be challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship come SummerSlam, whoever that champion is, whether it's Damian Priest, which I don't think it will be, or maybe Drew McIntyre. Maybe we get Drew McIntyre versus Gunther at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. As we know, and I'll just fast forward here, Triple H announced later that, well, actually he announced after this match that Drew McIntyre will be challenging Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship in Glasgow at Clash at the Castle. So that should be a great match. That should be awesome. That is the first match we know official for Clash at the Castle. We also basically know there's going to be Bayley and Piper Niven. But that is the first officially announced match for Clash at the Castle in Glasgow on, I want to say, June 15th. Let me double check that number. June 15th. Live on Peacock. Then we got our main event. Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Logan Paul in a 24-minute, 20-second match. The match was great. Now, I will say, the Cody, AJ Styles match, Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, better. This match was still awesome. Match of the night for sure. And if you didn't see it or missed any of it, go back and watch it, because this match was so good. Again, I gave AJ and I usually don't do this, but I gave AJ and Cody 5 stars. This one, I would say, is just a tick under. I thought this one relied a little too much on the brass knuckle stuff, and the Michael Cole stuff worked and I liked it, but I felt like it just pulled you away at times to where the AJ Cody match was all action, go, go, go. And so to me, and giving stars and ratings to matches is all objective and biased in personal opinion. But just because I say this is a 4.5 star match and AJ Cody was a 5-star match because of my reasoning, because that was more action, and this one pulled me away a couple times with the Michael Cole stuff and the brass knucks, you might say you like that better. You may say that that was better for you. Now, no. King Dijak, we ain't doing no fucking 4.8s over here. What the fuck is a 4.8? No. No. If you're going to go 4.8, then it's a 5-star match for you. You cannot justify not giving it that extra 0.2. How can you justify a 4.8? If you give it, I hate this shit. It's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, boom. There is no way you can say, well, I can't give it that extra 0.2. King Dijak, tell me why you can't give it that extra 0.2. I'm waiting. This match was a 4.5 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. And like I said, the stuff with the Michael Cole and the brass knucks and all that just pulled me away a little. And that's why I'm not giving it 5. But how the, and again, hopefully I didn't offend you here. How the fuck are you going to say, oh, I can't give the extra 0.2? No, if you say it's anything more than 4.5, then you're giving it a 5. You say 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. That's a 5-star rating in your mind. No one can justify 4.8. There's a reason a lot of like gaming websites have shifted off of the 100-point scale down to the 10-point scale, or the 10-point scale, where it's got to be a round number or a 0.5. Like IGN used to do the 100-point scale. And so you would see someone go in there and review like I think it was Donkey Kong. No, it was Double Dash, got like a 66 or something like that. What? Give it a 70 if you're going to go to 66. Same kind of thing. It was a guess on your star rating. I don't rate by the point like that, though. So, wrong. I do the 1, 1.52, 2.53, 3.54, 4.55, 5.5. You know what I mean? So, and I usually don't star rate matches. That's just not my thing. But when I see a match that I really, really enjoyed, then I'll give it a good rating. But I'm not going to go out here and go, well, Lyra and Naira was good, but I can only give it a 3. You know, probably what I would rate it, a 3, 3.5. And then that's my thing. It's like, now I got to think about it. I can't just come out here right now all of a sudden and say, that was a 3 or a 3.5. I got to look back at the match and think about it before. But this one, I could say 4.5 because of this. So, yeah. James, I already know that, but that got announced like right when I was going live, so I haven't been able to report that. But WWE did announce that on November 2nd, we will be getting Crown Jewel back in Saudi Arabia. As far as this match does go, again, match of the night, great match. Whoo, boy. You started out kind of like who's going to strike first kind of thing. And Cody attempted to do the gold dust uppercut spot, but Paul grabbed the hand and slammed it to the mat. Rose fired back with the gourd buster. He then attempted a flying crossbody, but missed and bailed to the floor, allowing Paul to do a crossbody to the floor. Back in the ring, Paul gained control with an abdominal stretch. Rhodes then fired back with a disaster kick as Paul was on the apron, sending him to the floor. The two got near Logan's friends, who gave him the brass knucks, allowing him to hit Rhodes in the ribs with the knucks, and there we go. We start doing this bullshit. That's another reason why I pull away from this match, because Logan Paul stuff is starting to get a little repetitive and kind of bland. Always with the brass knucks. I'm not going to have brass knucks. Someone else is going to hand them the brass knucks. What the crap? And there's another thing that we're going to talk about here in a moment, why I also take half a star away from this and not give it a 5. It was a Cody thing. So, where was I? Paul, it's the gut shot. Paul then argues. Wait, I wrote this weird. So they go. Let me read this again. They go near Cody's friends, or Logan's friends, and he hands them the brass knucks, allowing Rhodes to hit Cody in the knees, or in the ribs. I wrote this really weird. Okay, I don't know why I wrote this like this. I wrote Paul argued with Paul. I don't know what I was writing there. Paul argued with somebody over, I think it was Michael Cole, over using the knucks as Rhodes connected with a suicide dive. Rhodes then missed another disaster kick, connected with a Dusty Rhodes punch. Rhodes then put Paul in a figure 4. Paul went for the buckshot lariat and missed, allowing Rhodes to hit the Cody cutter for a near fall. Paul fired back with the crossroads. Rhodes then took out Paul with a suplex. Paul then cut him off and took him to the outside, where he cleared off the announce table. However, Rhodes fired back and hit the Cody cutter with the help from the barricade. This was a great spot. Referee's then counting. He tries to count Logan Paul out, and Cody stops him. Cody stops the referee. And this is another reason why I take a half a star away from this match. Because if Cody wants the match to continue, then you get in, break the count, and get right back out. You don't get in, let the ref keep counting, and then go, wait, don't say 10. He needs to learn a lesson. Then why did Cody get in the ring, take his time to stand up, and then stop the ref? Like, that pulled me out a little bit as well. That got me like, meh. So that's another reason why I take half a star away. It was that. It was the stuff with, like, the Logan Paul arguing with Michael Cole stuff wasn't bad. I actually liked it. But it was like, okay, you're starting something here that what's that going to lead to? You know what I mean? Unless it leads to like some Corey Graves. But this also pulled me away a little bit to where I have to pull half a star from it, because if Cody wants to just keep beating on Logan, then you roll in, you roll right out. Just like Logan did. Logan did the same thing because he knows if the count out happens, he doesn't win the belt. He can win the match, but not the belt. So Logan rolls in, rolls right out. The ref tells Logan, what are you doing? He goes, I need to keep this match going, ref. And he keeps on going. But Cody, this made Cody look stupid on a couple of different levels, because Cody should know you want to keep fighting. You roll in, you roll out. As the champion, you roll in, let the ref keep counting. Ref counts out your opponent, you retain. You don't stop the ref and then say, no, don't keep counting. I said the same thing about the match at Resurgence, the New Japan Resurgence show with Eddie Kingston and Gabe Kidd. They had their underground last man standing style match, whatever you want to call it. And they kept doing that, where the ref's counting the opponent down, and then they stop the ref. And I'm like, this shit is stupid. No, especially in that match, it was really stupid. Anyways, this is another thing that kind of pulled me from the match. Cody stopping the referee, Ryan Tran, from counting Logan out. If you want to do that, you just roll out of the ring. The ref's count is broken. You don't need to look dumb and like grab the ref's hand and make it all dramatic. I get it. They wanted to be dramatic. They wanted to be all dramatic like, but it's just no. So where was I? Rhodes cleared off the Arabic announce table, but Paul made his comeback. He put Cody on the table. Paul then grabs a Prime bottle. He climbs to the top rope. He drinks the Prime bottle. He spits the Prime bottle out like he's Triple H, which is a thing I forgot to mention earlier. Before Cody did the Cody Cutter on the other table, Logan tried to give him a pedigree, and he said, this is the Paul Levesque, he said, this is the Logan Paul Levesque era, or something like that. He tried to go for a pedigree, and he failed it. Anyways, so he spits the Prime out. The camera, I don't know what camera this was. It got to be like a drone or something, and it was perfect because of that building. But it 360s around Logan. And when it gets back here, Logan jumps, frog splashes perfectly, center of his body on center of Cody's body, right through that table. Logan couldn't have hit a better frog splash. They both go crashing down. This was awesome. Paul put Rhodes back into the ring and hit another frog splash for a near fall. The ref gets bumped and Ryan Tran's down. Cody actually hits a vertebreaker. First time in a long time I've seen him do this move. And then he goes to attempt to wake up the ref, distracting him long enough for Paul to hit a low blow. Paul then took the brass knucks out of his gear and went to strike. But then some dude, I don't know who he is. He's a big deal in Saudi Arabia, I guess. He was the special ring announcer. I'm going to butcher this name. Abraham Al-Hajaha? Abraham Al-Hajaha? I don't know. He grabs the leg of Logan Paul so Logan can't run at Cody to hit him with the knucks. So that allows Cody to hit 3 crossroads and pin Logan Paul to pick up the win. That was another thing that pulled me out of this match that I can't give it a 5. The random dude, who again, probably a big deal there, but not to most people, got involved just randomly. I get it. The ref was down. Ref didn't see it, whatever. But again, another thing that kind of pulled me out of it. So Cody celebrates afterwards. Logan Paul's all dejected. And that was WWE King and Queen of the Ring. Now let me put the poll up on Twitch. Kivish says, I thought the vertebreaker was banned. I don't know. If it was, it ain't no more. Also, it's the Triple H era. A lot of things are changing. Like you could say wrestler again. What did you think of King and Queen of the Ring? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right. So if you're watching live on Twitch, go vote now, please. I know it sounded like a little like I'm telling you what to do. Please go vote. Also, the match with Cody and Logan. I think I already said this, but it went 24 minutes and 20 seconds. But as we wait for that, we're going to check the other polls as well. As far as the Threads poll does go, 50% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 25% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter poll, 83% liked the show, 12% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. As far as the YouTube community poll, 77% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. Prince says, everything was okay, but Randy got robbed. No, that was the way the finish was supposed to go as far as Randy was supposed to get pinned. Randy was supposed to lose that match. Just because they botched the finish doesn't mean Randy got robbed. Prince says, I enjoyed it. I also think that Jey Uso will screw Gunther at SummerSlam. Highly, highly doubt it. No, I have no clue why you would think that. First says Randy versus Gunther, Cody versus Logan, steal the show. Yep. First says I liked it, and then a bunch of emojis by somebody else. As far as the YouTube live poll does go, 79% liked the show, 14% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. Finally, over on Twitch, everybody that voted liked the show. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, we will be back live tomorrow night following AEW Double or Nothing. That show's going on tomorrow from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you back here Sunday evening after Double or Nothing. Have a good one, guys.